All right, SPY and QQQ are still ripping in the after hours. Look at that candle on QQQ, just straight shot up, still pushing higher. And again, tomorrow, this whole week, we got a lot of data coming out, especially tomorrow and Wednesday. We have Jerome Powell speaking in front of the Senate and the White House. That's Tuesday and Wednesday, so expect a lot of volatility this coming this whole week. There's data on Thursday, we have CPI, I believe, and then Friday there's something else. But just point is, there's a lot of stuff coming out, so be very ready for the market ahead. Today, again, we didn't take any trades. I didn't take any trades, but if you took trades today, you were probably getting trapped, faked out a lot with this up and down movement on SPY and QQQ. If you look at the overall market, which we'll go through, but again, just this week in general is going to be pretty crazy. But anyways, welcome back to Only Subs, guys. We're doing hundreds of percent every single day. Again, we didn't take any trades today, but like I said, you want to wait for those A+ type of setups so you can actually take the gains, right? It's not about just taking any type of trade just for the heck of it. Again, it really depends on your strategy. But anyways, let's just get into QQQ and SPY here real quick, what the expectation is. Since there is this big move up, continuation on SPY and Q, these are your upside targets right now. I think, again, 500. If you guys saw my previous video on the NVDA video or something, the target on QQQ that I had, the psychological round number, right? The 500 round number lines up perfectly with this golden pocket here. Do not be surprised if this happens in pre-market tomorrow or even pre-market especially. Like, you could get a test up here, market opens up, Jerome Powell comes on at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and you're gonna get that hard rejection pullback. And if it does pull back, you got to be looking out for this 496 level on QQQ here. So that's something to keep in mind as far as QQQ. It's 500, very big psychological number, this big area right here. If QQQ can get over that and hold it, then it could have a shot at pushing higher. Again, really going to be dependent on the data this week. As for SPY here, again, this 557.52 level is very key. If you look at the extended hours here, it's currently just heading right for this 556 level here, 557 level here. So again, tomorrow is going to be very key this week. Just just be on your toes, guys, if you're going to trade this. Otherwise, you might get smoked, I'll be honest with you. As for downside targets, again, just you gotta hold this 554 level on SPY, and then ultimately this 496 on QQQ. Again, really gonna depend what's gonna happen, right? But those are your downside. If you break this downside target, then you're probably gonna come down to fill in some of these gaps down here on QQQ and SPY. This is a lot of just a straight shot up. Honestly, look at the amount of green candles that have been on QQQ and SPY, just straight shot up. Again, it doesn't have to break down just to fill gaps, just to fill it, right? I get it's imbalances, but gaps don't always have to get filled, contrary to what other people might say or believe. But anyways, that's what you're looking at on QQQ and SPY. Again, just be ready. We're gonna be up. I'm gonna be ready in the Discord with you guys, so just be ready for it. As for VIX here, I was calling this one out in the Discord. VIX is in this downtrend right now. Again, this could be setting up. If this trend line breaks on VIX, then you could have a potential breakdown of SPY and QQQ and the rest of the market. Again, Jerome Powell could be the one that could do it. So just something I'm watching here. You guys were already updated on this look on VIX here, so just to be mindful of that. Let's just go over Tesla real quick. I know a lot of you guys are probably trading this one. Tesla right now, it had this tweezer candle here, this hourly tweezer candle. So this was the big reversal after it got that breakout of the golden pocket here, which we were tracking during the time. And then we got that pullback, and now it's trading sideways again. So There has been a lot of option writers called selling for this coming September, like millions upon millions, and they are targeting 220 for September. So that's like all the way down here. So if Tesla in the coming weeks breaks down, like that's what you're basically, and that's what these option writers are anticipating. They want Tesla underneath 220 by September 20th, and that's pretty scary. It was like 10 million worth of call premium call cells that I've seen, and something just to keep in mind. Again, doesn't mean just because it's there it's gonna happen, right? Just you have to watch the technical analysis. You have to watch what's happening with the fundamentals of the company and the overall market. But as of right now, until then, right? Tesla's still in this uptrend here. We did have that macro breakout on the weekly and the daily here, right? Still intact. Everything looks good still from a bullish standpoint here. Even we had a close above 252.37, which again signals more upside for tomorrow and even potentially this coming week. So, but again, just keep in mind, just as bullish as something may seem, doesn't mean that it's going to keep going up forever and ever. There has to be some sort of corrections here and there, and don't be surprised even if Tesla does come back down to 240, because we didn't really have a proper retest of this 240 level, which is pretty much this breakout from where Tesla broke out of this trend line here. So if that happens, don't be surprised. Otherwise, upside targets are still intact. 265 is a very key number here. You break this 265 level, you're looking really good at that point. You can hit 275 to as high as 300 in the coming weeks. So that's just just watch out for those levels. Again, downside targets as low as 240. The golden pocket here 242, 243, but that's your downside on Tesla. NVDA, looking again, just chop day today pretty much. It's really having having a hard time with this 130 level here. We thought we would get the break, but again, this whole day was just full of traps for a bunch of tickers. NVIDIA wasn't in any exception. So right now it's currently going sideways. Unless it can clear this 130 level, that's what bulls really need to get over. Then it could come test this 132 level here. As I've mentioned, this is a key level that I still feel can get tested. You clear this level, then you could go much higher than that, right? You're gonna clear this 135, 138, and then 140, and then ultimately, this 150 level that could come in the upcoming future. So that's what you're looking at on NVIDIA. If there is to be a breakdown, again, the same levels here. This 123, which has been an insane level the past week, 2 weeks ago, and then this 118. So those are your levels on NVIDIA. Apple has again done a great job today. Actually, it's had a bit of a dip this morning. Actually, this was a bearish engulfing, and we saw this on Meta as well. This bearish engulfing candle, a clear signal to go short, but again, the bulls, they just kept the stock up, and now Apple is heading for this 228 level, and like I mentioned in my previous video, will we see 230 this week? This is the level that bulls need to get over, 228.68. You get over that level, without a doubt, I'm pretty certain 230 can come right after. But that's what you're looking at. Again, very dependent on the market here as far as the data that's coming out this week. So yeah, just watch out for Apple. Your ultimate downside line of support is this 223.26. If this breaks, then it's gonna look pretty bearish at that point. You come down as low as then 220s on Apple here. So that's what you're looking at on Apple. Still looking pretty bullish, looking good for 230s, 228, and then potentially 230s. Amazon had a bit of a breakdown, falling wedge again. A rising wedge pattern here, right? A bearish pattern. Had this breakdown. I called this one in the Discord. I said to the guys, some of the guys are long on Amazon here, that this was a sign that could want to break down. and very similar to, again, the Apple and a bunch of these other tickers, that bears just can't keep these stocks down, especially some of the Magnificent Seven, right? You got Amazon, Meta, Apple, Tesla. So these stocks, bears have tried, and these were clear bearish patterns that they broke down, they broke support, they printed bearish engulfing candles, and bears just really could not capitalize. And now Amazon here has created this what do you call, bullish harami, which I called out around this when it was printing around 2 o'clock, that this is a bullish reversal potentially happening, and once this confirmed, starting to get this upside again. So there could be more upside again. This could have been a bear trap for Amazon here. So if Amazon, and I said this 200, right? This 200 level is pretty much the key number to get the key level to get over here, which Amazon looks like it wants to clear it. It's just under VWAP here. So if it can clear this 200 level, then Amazon might actually validate a potential bear trap and could send higher, retesting this trend line here that's been coming back all the way from here, that it's been kept rejecting like multiple times already, 1, 2, 3, 4 times already. So you want to get over this trend line here, and then ultimately you could test 205, which would be a decent target. It's 206 level here, golden pocket, but you got to work through that first with a couple of these other levels here. So that's what you're looking at on Amazon. If Amazon cannot again break this 200 level, you're going to come down to this 197.88, and then this is a big support over here, 196, basically this 197 level. You break that, then you're going to test this trend line all the way down here, which I've been tracking since about 2 weeks or so ago. And Amazon still hasn't gotten that test. Don't be surprised if it tests it and breaks it, because if it breaks this line, 195 breaks and this trend line, Amazon's gonna look pretty bearish at that point. So that's what you're looking at on Amazon. Meta, very similar to Apple with the bearish engulfing, except this one did not have much of an upside reversal as Apple did. As you can see, there was this support that it kept on testing and holding, and then ultimately around 215, I called it in the Discord, I'm saying this is starting to break the support here. I call it the line in the sand. If anything is in the line in the sand, that's literally your last line of support or resistance, right? That could potentially signal a down or upside move. But in this case, in Meta, it got the break. And then if you can look closely here, look what happened. It just couldn't get the follow through breakdown. Like, you have a very clear head and shoulder pattern here, but there was just no follow through. Again, not saying that it can't happen still, but the market just looks like it wants to keep going up. And the Magnificent Seven, the big tech companies, they could still be rallying if this is just a minor correction. Okay. AMD, I know a bunch of you guys are long AMD. Great setup. I called this bull flag like a while ago, July. Yeah, this was the bull flag where it was tracking, and it finally broke out. So now I am seeing AMD is going to test this golden pocket here. I was watching this today, and okay, is it going to test eventually or not? But it never got it. Maybe tomorrow or in the pre-market. Let me see in the after hours what to look at. Yeah, so look at the after hours here. You can see it already is claiming this golden pocket here. You ultimately want to get over 181.27. If AMD fails, then it's going to, again, you might have, it could push up, right? And then and it fails to hold up here, then it could potentially bull trap. So just be very, very mindful. If it can't even clear this level here, it's already over it, but again, you need to have a full clearance of this 181.27 level here to actually have more of a confirmation for more upside here. But other than that, it looks really good right now. Just be very mindful. Don't play around with these types of levels here, especially the golden pocket, because as you guys know, it acts as a funny business all the time. Alright, next one here is SMCI. SMCI, I called this one last Friday. I said that it was going to test 850, which it did. Today is, yeah, so it got this bit of a gap up here, and it was trading right here on Friday, and then boom, hit this golden pocket 900 plus, caught the rejection. If bulls cannot get over this 930 level, then yes, it's probably going to retrace again. But again, looking like it wants to potentially reverse here to upside. If it cannot clear, like I said, it's going to again pull back again down, potentially fill this gap here and head back down towards 850 again. That's the gap fill. It got this gap up over here, so that's what you got to look out for on SMCI. Otherwise, it looks pretty good here. Yeah, and then RIVN here, again, a very decent setup here. This one also had a gap up today, Wednesday last week because of earnings. And was it earnings? I don't remember, but it had this gap up here, and then now it's starting to hold this 9 EMA and starting to push with again, volume just coming in here, and looks like I think it wants to test 18, potentially this $20 level, which is this trend line that's coming from all the way back here. So that's what you want on a RIVN, at least test this 18 to 20 level. Otherwise, downside target is going to pretty much your risk if you're going to be long this 1450, break this 1450 level, and then you can start filling out some of this gap on the downside here. DELL actually looks pretty good here. I know this one here is actually printing. It's in a bit of a pennant. It's getting really tight now, and actually I think this could, if this is not the breakout, but get ready for a potential bull trap, because this is you had this break up here, your candle close, potentially getting retest. You had this candle here, make it bigger here, but you got this candle here, this hammer that signaling that buyers are trying to keep above and push above this trend line here. But again, it closed just under it, so unless there's a candle close above with follow through, just be wary on going long on DELL here, because you don't want to have this bull trap, because if this bull traps, then you're gonna get stuck in this pennant again for day or extra day or something, and then just again, if this breaks out here though, again, I really think in a couple weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks, this 150, even 160 level could get tested. I call this in the Discord. Whoever's wanted to take those longs, those are your levels to look out for. 150 is very key, and then this 160 right after, but you need to have a breakout confirmation here first. So that's what you're looking at on DELL. And other than that, I think everything else is covered here. Again, if you guys want to join the Discord, the link is in the description, and see you guys next time.